Hello, hello. This is the Awful and Awesome Entertainment Wrap, episode 285. This is Rajyasree Sen.
This is Abhinandan Sekhri.
And this is Abhijeet Dangat.
Everyone's running suddenly. Where has he come from? He is a subscriber. And in fact, this subscriber gifted me a book that I read when I was going to... Where was I flying? I finished it on a flight, I remember.
When you
I
were
think
going
Berlin.
to France, every year when you go to France.
Samantha Power's
Yeah.
autobiography. The autobiography of an idealist. No, The Training of an Idealist. That was the name.
The memoir of an idealist?
No, I think it was the...
Why don't I just
Instruction.
Google
Yes.
So
it?
anyway,
Please.
so
That would be better.
Abhijit is a subscriber and he is going to be reviewing Breakpoint. Oh damn, I watched Point Break.
Oh, yeah.
So you tried. A for effort. Always.
Oh, this is not the surfing film that we are supposed to watch. Point
no,
Break.
Abhinandan.
This is a tennis film.
Both of you got the name of the book wrong. It's The Education of an Idealist.
My bad.
A memoir.
Okay.
But you all got all the words.
In
That's
different
the
order.
important part. In different ways.
Other than that, we're going to be reviewing a film called The Menu. It's been released in Punjab as The Menu.
Very bad.
then
And Trial by Fire, which is the new series which is out. Then we have some ads. We have a song and payback from an ex-lover, which could be what could be more fun. And then we have a very sad story about a pigeon dying. And
And
this is not
also-
a pigeon from Pakistan, which we've shot down, which we also do now and then. Not we. The Indian government does this. This is a pigeon on a... We'll tell you about it. And RRR.
RRR
The most
making
important thing.
India proud and yet dividing the country and uniting it as one, both at the same time. Because if you say anything against RRR,
Right now
you are anti-India and you Punjabis don't know anything about cinema. Okay.
And Bengalis also.
Yeah. So we'll be discussing all these things. The kind of hate we got for saying Kantara is unimpressive, my God.
God.
The last time I got that kind of hate was when I said anything against Modi.
So even I never say anything negative about Mr. Modi ever. But even I, when I wrote my RRR article, I would normally have been far more cruel. But I really thought people get so upset.
So let them. You should
So
not. You should never. One thing. Be right not to be popular. Speak not to be popular. Speak your mind and fuck the rest. That is my motto. Now,
It's a
speaking
motto.
of motto. So let's start with Abhijit.
Let's.
Abhijit, you, before you review it, you are clearly a sports nut and a
Correct.
tennis nut in particular.
That's true.
But you play?
Yes, but I play recreationally. I wouldn't call myself a tennis player, that's for sure. But I love playing, watching, discussing tennis.
Okay.
So, yeah, pretty much since the age of 12, I fell in love with tennis because of Sania Mirza. And then, of course, Federer and Nadal came on.
Whatever the motivation is, it drove you to
Yeah.
a sport. That is what's important.
True.
So you missed the golden age of tennis then?
No, this is the golden age of tennis.
Oh, is it?
No.
I don't know much about tennis, but all I remember is
Steffi and Monica Seles and all.
I associate
I would
tennis.
disagree.
I only associate tennis with Lendl.
Agassi,
Agassi came much later, and I remember
McEnroe.
when this guy, the
Boris
guy who
Becker.
went to Becker,
Becker.
he was. I remember there was this Wimbledon happening, and he was peeping out, waiting for his match to happen, and he was 17 or 18 at the time. And he bloody went on to win it, and it became this major thing. And Lendl, who never used to lose his temper, and McEnroe, who only lost his temper.
And
But-
Jimmy Connors.
He was a.
And Pat Cash.
by
Do you
then,
remember Pat Cash?
He came again much later.
Do you
Jimmy
know
Connor.
Pat
Yeah,
Cash?
of course.
So anyway, so we've dropped all the names we had. So we are
Yeah.
done. अब हमें और नहीं पता इसके बारे में.
I play
After
tennis
this,
also.
Oh, lovely.
after this, I'll do the uncle joke. Love all. Oh, beta, love all.
Do you know that I can play tennis? That I learned how to play tennis? Huh?
Yeah, okay, let's get to the point.
We should play sometime.
Yeah, I'll be
Done.
very good.
So what is this Breakpoint? It is one of the featured thing. It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it is on Netflix. So actually, this series released on 13th of January. Only the first part has come out right now. And the second part will be released in June 2023.
Okay.
So what they've done is basically, tennis still remains a very traditional sport. I mean, it is still like one of the most popular sports, but it still has that old age, charm to it. And the fan following has been the same. So
And it's a bit elitist.
Yeah, you could make that argument. I think it's still changing quite a lot in that.
Changed quite a bit now.
Yeah,
with
because
the
I
kind of
mean,
players who are
Serena
there.
and
Yeah,
Venus
yeah.
Story, and the players that are coming
Yeah.
up now.
But still, matlab, the thing is that, sorry, I don't mean to rain on your parade. It's a lovely sport, and in fact, a lot of people, I say that you should play tennis. At least it's more graceful and all that. But Wimbledon, which is like the holy whatever, the last frontier of tennis, is a really elitist club, right? And from what I got from that film, which I thought was lovely,
Which?
about
Richard.
Venus,
King Richard.
King Richard.
it is a very elitist sport, right?
Yeah.
But say people like Nick Kyrgios and all, they don't come from well-off backgrounds, and they are sort of seen as people who push the boundaries of how people behave on. Although not that Jimmy Connors was behaving very well either.
I mean, yeah, that's for sure. But I think, that, how do I say, today, more people have, the middle class is also increasing in a lot of these countries. So those people, like, even if you see stories of Paula Badosa and all that, those, on Jabur, someone from the Arabic world, from North Africa, who's making a name for herself. So things are changing. It's not an elite sport anymore. The things are changing very fast. And the aim of this documentary is to actually get new fans. So it is made by the makers of Formula One, Drive to Survive, who kind of helped F1 get new fans in the United States and North America and other parts of the world. So it's the same makers who are doing this documentary, and their aim is to just get the new fans. And how will you get the new fans? Better storytelling, Enough of Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, Serena. We need new names.
Oh, so this is about...
The new
So
generation.
it's a film or it's a series, one on each of these people?
So yeah, it's a docu-series. So the part 1 has come out, which has 5 episodes. And the rest 5 episodes will come in June.
So it's a 5-episode doc, and each episode is on one of these new players.
Yeah, 1 or 2 players in each episode. That's correct.
And is it on a specific game of theirs, or is it on
The life
their
story.
careers?
It's about the last year's season, actually. So they are reviewing season 222. So in tennis, what happens is your season is from January to November, and December is your off. So you have the big 4 Grand Slams: Australian Open, French Open, Roland Garros, Wimbledon, and US Open. And then there are these minor tournaments throughout the year where people are playing for ranking points. So all this, what I'm saying is right now, that's what they've explained in the series.
Okay, so it's almost like getting people to understand.
Correct.
And you
The
loved it,
world
clearly.
of-
But you're already a fan, so wasted on you. Money wasted.
I would say my fellow dedicated tennis fans, a lot of them didn't like it because we already know these
It's too
storylines.
basic for them.
Yeah. But I just looked at it as just a better storytelling that tennis needs, because I just feel like, be it Indian tennis or world tennis, where we are losing fans to, let's say, UFC, NBA, Netflix, podcast, News Laundry. Like today, the attention span is...
So it's basically News Laundry versus tennis. So it's
Yeah.
Rajyasree and
I
Abhinandan.
think versus
In the red
Federer.
corner, Rajyasree and
Federer and
Federer and
Nadal.
Serena.
I think we
but-
are fine. We'll just go home.
But beta, I say love all.
But
It's for uncles also. This
Uncle
series
joke.
is not for uncles.
no, I think uncles, like
uncles.
elderly people, will also
Elderly
enjoy
people
this.
will also like Abhinandan. It's good. Even you should be
I
able
think
to
you should watch it
something.
because I think the people who are making a name for themselves right now in the tennis world, post this generation, they all are featured in this. And I think they've done a very good job.
But you have to have a dramatic story to tell. For example, Bhupati or Paris pe jo film bani thi.
हाँ.
It was, how they fought
Bias
each
मत
other.
बोलो, Pace है.
Pace.
Breakpoint only it was called.
Yeah.
That was also called Breakpoint.
Just a point break.
It wasn't bad, that show.
Anyway, it wasn't, but it wasn't great either. But the point is, bhai, there was something, there was a break point over there. You see what I'm saying? You see they broke at the point.
We'll never come back.
Anyway,
Come back, huh?
so, but suppose none of these players, like the swimmers, it's a very dramatic story, these refugees. But suppose this, or Venus has a very dramatic story. Suppose this is about a guy whose father ran a business. He has membership to a tennis club, played tennis and became good. But what story kya bani?
That's
But
what-
even Federer's story is impressive. Even though he comes from a well-off fish family, just the way he pursued the sport and the way his
Yeah, that you have to
father-
if you play the top level.
It's-
But do these people, the characters they've taken,
Yeah.
do they have Naturally
Yes.
good stories or like Big Boss की तरह निचोड़नी
नहीं,
पलती
नहीं.
है
I'm sure.
ड्रामा करो.
No, like for example, the first episode is called The Maverick. It's based on Nick Kyrgios. Okay, so
See?
Nick.
Are you impressed by
Yes.
how that's who I was talking about? I
So-
just find him so impressive because he's so badly. He's like a
John
like a-
McEnroe.
No, but because he's not white, and because he comes from
Oh, he's
a
black?
sort of rough background, he's
half
what? He's
white and half,
Australian. He's
Greek and Malaysian
Yeah.
background, but he's he represents Australia.
I see.
and he's this bad boy of tennis, and he does behave quite badly
You'll
and
have to-
terribly and all.
Cut in, otherwise you won't get to talk.
No.
No, but
You were telling
What
us.
I'm saying is
yeah,
that
she's absolutely right.
just because I know more than you for once, don't act smart. No, so I just feel that someone like him being able to play without being just blacklisted for being not white. See how I did it also. That is so impressive, and he's so good at his game.
He's brilliant. He's beaten everybody: Federer, Nadal, Djokovic. And his story is that like last year he was supposed to retire at the 2022 Australian Open. And then
he's old?
No, he's still young, but he doesn't
27.
love tennis that much.
Okay.
So he has that mental.
Okay.
He has some mental health issue. He had mental
And
health
he's a
issues.
bit of a party boy also.
Yeah, like he will drink during Wimbledon.
So he
you know.
wants to go on with life. ठीक है. Okay.
Yeah, he wants to enjoy life, whatever. But he was supposed to retire last year. And then he entered the singles, and then he didn't perform well. But then he did really well in doubles. He played with his childhood friend called Thanasi Kokinakis, and they went all the way and they won
Who
the
did he
doubles
play with?
title.
There's a quiz. Who did he play with?
Thanakis Yokonopis.
Same only,
Thanasi
his brother.
Kokinakis. And the story they've told, like how from bad boy, he kind of won Australian Open with his childhood friend. I think that was quite a redemption story. He will, anywhere he goes, he remains a Grand Slam
It
champion.
says, so
now.
they have a redemption
Naomi
story.
Osaka in this?
Not yet.
And
mean-
is that the one who, the Chinese player, the other one?
Emara Ducano?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she hasn't been featured yet.
Are
they-
there any women?
Yes, there are
Okay.
many women. So second story is like the second episode is called the Take the Crown, and it's based on this Italian dude called Matteo Berrettini. You should check him out. He's a really good-looking, handsome man.
See,
You
I
think
like
she's
that.
shallow like that?
Yeah.
See, at least you
It's
got
true.
that right.
Listen, I
See-
used to watch the World Cup, World Cup, when that really hot German footballer, when they used to wear proper shorts and not these baggy. Tell me, when we were 1984.
84. I don't think there was a
84,
World Cup in
86.
84.
86?
86 was
The
World
German
Cup.
guy.
It was Maradona's World Cup.
Lothar
Matthäus. That was
Yeah.
90.
Yeah, so
That's
I
when they won.
watched that
No,
because he was
86,
so
Matthäus.
good looking. How could you not?
But I
He
don't
wasn't
think
that good looking anyway.
there's nothing wrong
There's nothing
watching
wrong.
sports content for if you find someone
Him I've seen
attractive.
before.
I know one tennis player's name. Anna Kournikova.
Exactly. See,
Yeah,
Abhinandan.
because of her abilities on the court.
She won
I'm
many
sure.
tournaments, no?
doubles mein, a few Grand Slams,
She
but
used
not
to
she
share,
didn't,
share the love.
Who
she
is
didn't
she
do so
married
well.
to?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Come on, Abhinandan.
Hint is a Spanish singer.
Ta- ta-
Enrique
Oh
Iglesias.
yes, good general knowledge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good.
Good.
Okay.
But
Get
now
to
I made this shallow comment. I have to say that tennis still remains one of the sports in terms of equalizer. Like for example, even if you don't follow tennis, you would know who Serena Williams
Yeah.
is, who's Maria Sharapova is, because the sport has given women equal pay at the highest
Now.
level. No,
Now.
but
It
matlab,
wasn't.
it
I
was
wrote
on
an
seven
article
even
Even
earlier
four
it was
years
close,
back.
but it's the only sport actually, like you say,
at
also,
the highest level.
Also, while watching it, there's as much interest in watching the female, final as the male final. But that's also got to do with the quality of tennis. Personally, I don't think I'm sexist. I may be. I'm a man. I
Little.
cannot judge myself fairly. But I get there should be, equal. But if you watch women's football and you watch men's football,
It's-
it is clearly not women's boxing and men's boxing. But tennis is one game, and badminton,
Yeah, now
where the
badminton.
quality that appears seems like it's the same. The quality of what you're watching seems the same.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, even in India, Sania Mirza was like India's biggest sporting star in women's, like for the longest time. Like post, I think, PT Usha and before
Yeah.
Saina Nehwal and PV Sundar came, Sania Mirza was the only one. So tennis has always done that for women's sports, and even for equality. Like if you look at the story of Billie Jean King, I think her story is
Yeah.
quite interesting.
Yeah.
What she did for WTA tour, like how she originated.
But that's also because in the West, I'm not judging them again, but they could take a stand, a political stand. Our sports persons, चू नहीं होती उनसे, मतलब they will not take a stand. So they cannot be worthy, role models. I don't think Indian sports persons can, other than Dhoni, not that he took a political stand, but there was something about him that said integrity. Other than him, I don't see any...
Saurav Ganguly didn't give you this feeling.
No, I'd ask Amit Shah's son, who he works with. But I will say, on sport, like you said that this has been made by the makers of that
F1,
formula.
Yeah.
Again, I don't normally judge, but I judge Formula One fans.
You don't understand why they are such big fans.
I just think it's such a crock of shit. I just think it's something to talk about. It's fuck all, yeah.
But
I'm sure I'll get a lot of hate that I don't understand it. It's like a lot of people would just, want to go watch club football coming to the point.
Yeah.
Because of this, I was a victim of this as well. I was in New York when US Open was happening.
Yeah.
And that lady with K,
Katrina.
Kleisner?
Kim Kleister's.
She won, na? She was number one. She was with
Yeah,
K.
the Belgian player. Yeah.
Huh.
Kim Kleister.
She won that year. Where that tall French girl also used to play. Pierce.
Or Mary Pierce. Yeah.
So I went to watch it. I spent fucking so much money.
Hmm.
It's like you're waiting. Now I'll start enjoying. You're not fucking enjoying it. You're sitting somewhere in the bunghole of the world. Same thing. Because you've heard it's good. Prince concert. O2 Arena, London. I was there. I fucking left in like 35 minutes. ठीक है भाई एक गाना सुन ले दूसरा गाना. Many of these things you have been taught by the world that
you
it's an
should be,
experience. But if it's not your thing,
Exactly. You won't enjoy
it's a fucking boring piece of shit. And for me, I've watched the US Open live.
Yeah.
I was fucking bored of my skull, and it's really far from New York City. So fucking
Queens.
getting there, then fucking getting back.
Yeah.
Then O2 Arena, London.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, taxi, fucking your chaddi comes off paying for taxis. आप जाओ प्रिंस का देखो 2-4 गाने गाता है आप बोर होके निकल लो. Half these experiences the media has told you are worthy of your money. Fucking 80% of them are not. Sting concert I fucking went to sleep in. Prince concert I
But
left.
which one are you saying? The one he had here with Shamak Dawar? So that was shocking, no? Because
Any
we all,
concert,
we wanted to cry. You would have been 10 then.
Anyway, so
He sang Every Breath You Take with... He started and then Shamak Dawar came out in a sherwani and you could hear everyone who'd been standing for... I think we'd been there for 4 hours by the time it started. And everyone was like, why is Shamak Dawar here? And he sat down and he started crooning to Every Breath You Take. I thought someone would kill Sting and Shamak at that point. So
you were very young, but when Samantha Fox came to perform
I
in Delhi,
didn't go.
Subhash Ghai came to introduce her. I bring you Samantha, and people start throwing beer bottles. Hey, nikal, sale, nikal. But tell me one thing. Why are Indian tennis players, no disrespect, not what, but Bopanna, he's an Indian tennis player?
Yes, he is.
If you met him at
DLT.
in civil courts and you walked into DLTA court, would you think he's a player? Would you think he's the caterer halwai?
Oh my
so
God.
I'm asking.
mean, how can
Dude,
I say?
he doesn't look
Because
like
he's
an athlete.
thin.
He's bloody. He doesn't look like an athlete.
Bob's also,
But-
to be fair to him, he's in his 40s right now and he still remains India's #1 doubles player. That's
India,
his-
kya? India, yaar, kuch to karo tum.
But
even when at his prime, did
Yeah.
he look like an athlete? Tell me.
In his singles days, yes, I would say.
He did?
Bob's was quite fit. Abhi, the only reason
He may be
he's
fit,
still on
but he doesn't
tour.
look like
who
an
was
athlete.
Bob's?
Rohan
Bhopati?
Bopanna. Rohan Bopanna.
Oh,
Get to the program.
Sorry, I thought you have a pet name for Bhopati.
Sorry, I said Bob's. It's my bad. But yeah, we only have 4 Grand Slam champions that India has ever produced, and all 4 of them happen to be in doubles. So Leander Paes, Mahesh Bhupathi, Sania Mirza, and Rohan Bopanna. And he's the last Indian person to win a Grand
Or
Slam.
Rohan Bopanna also.
So it's been 5-6 years. We haven't won in doubles. Also, we are not winning. So it's like the state of
Because
Indian
now
tennis
the
is not so
focus
good.
is on badminton.
It
It is.
is, but also there's no. I mean, tennis is still remains very expensive sport, and India, most of the players I speak to, they are struggling because of lack of funding.
But you do have schools which now fund.
I'm sure they're expensive.
No, which fund? Which? Like,
So please go over your notes
Yeah.
because we have another 2 minutes to give to the tennis bit.
Sure.
So I would like to know what more that we should look forward to if we choose to watch
So yeah, I
this?
just spoke about the first episode where Nick Kyrgios, they show his journey, followed by Take the Crown, where Matteo Berrettini and his then girlfriend Ayla, it's focused on them, their journey in Australian Open, which is also quite
She was
interesting.
also a player.
Yeah, she's still a player.
Okay.
She played today as well because Australian Open 2023 is on right now. So
Mind, the wheels are creaking slowly. When you said a tennis player called Ayla, I've been thinking of a
Ayla
joke
re.
about Sachin Tendulkar, sport, tennis, Ayla.
We've already moved on
and
to the
it's
next
moved on,
one.
and my fucking wheels are still
It's
turning
okay.
slowly.
It's age, na?
Hmm.
Doesn't matter.
I still haven't come with the joke. Ayla,
Yeah.
Sachin.
You
Okay.
think of it.
I'll think.
Next
By the
episode.
next episode, it'll come.
Huh.
anyway, the third episode is called California Dreaming, and it's about American player Taylor Fritz. He's America's #1 player. Now it's strange because back in the day, you had Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi, and American men's tennis was thriving. But now that's not the case. But this dude, he wins his home tournament called Indian Wells. So it's that episode also I really liked. And it's also about this Greek player called Maria Sakkari. She's she's been in top 3, top 5 in last 1 and 2 years. So she's doing that episode is based on her as well. And I think my favorite episode was number 4, which is on Paula Badosa. I think she's told her story really well. The narration she's done. She's a Spanish player. She was world number 2 last year. And another part of the episode is on Ons Jabeur. She's the player from Tunisia who became the first Arab woman and first Muslim woman to make it to the
play.
Wimbledon final and the US Open final. So her story is quite interesting.
What I like about sport is it's a leveler. That is what's most lovely about sport. The only way to get rich honorably, if you're very poor, quickly. Like you can go from a guy who was a TT in a railway station to Dhoni who owns bikes that are worth everyone's house put together with honor. That is what is lovely about sports. You can get that rich very quickly in politics also. You can get that rich very quickly
killing some
in
people also.
showbiz also. But somehow I don't think showbiz has the honor of sport. There is something about sport that you've done it on your terms,
True.
which is very inspiring about sports. But much as I appreciate your inputs and love for the sport, Abhijeet, I don't think anything can compel me to watch 4 episodes on tennis.
Okay, how about you just...
4 episodes?
No, there are only 5 episodes.
Only
Okay,
5.
how about you can just watch it randomly because it's not chronically...
I'm gonna watch
the
Nick.
calendar goes like that. Sorry
I'll
about
watch
that.
Nick since I know who he is.
And yeah, 5th episode is on King of Clay, Rafael Nadal, where,
that you should
I'll
watch.
watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched that. That's on. It's
yeah,
there.
Yeah, it's there. And that story actually is interesting because he plays against this player called Felix Auger-Aliassime, and his coach is Rafa's uncle, Tony Nadal.
Oh.
And then there's that conflict, if I should,
Oh, like that.
So, and then there's that point, professionalism. He clearly says it, that I want my nephew to win, even though he's Felix's coach. So that kind of made a lot of headlines. So you should check out that episode.
So what I like the few minutes that I watch of Wimbledon and all, is when they cut to the coaches, and the coaches are all the people we know as winners and who were great players at that time, who are now coaches. And they look so, like, even when you see Agassi sitting in the stands and all, it's just very endearing to see how excited they
You
are.
look
and
at
how
football, that's even more exciting. At cricket, every sport, they're
no,
all
please,
nuts. Yeah.
your football coaches are in their suits and all. You're like, what are
No,
you
not all.
doing?
Klopp
dude?
never wears a suit. Jurgen Klopp, and maybe he should start wearing a suit because now his team has been losing for a long time now.
okay,
But
just...
you
yeah.
would recommend that.
Yeah,
people
I would
it.
watch, especially someone like most people still in India, especially most people don't know anything about tennis, so I would recommend them to watch this. I think I hope some of them turn into
tennis
full-time
fans.
tennis fans. And yeah, that's my hope from the show.
All right, but before we say bye to you, Abhijeet, I have a tennis joke.
Please
Did
go
you
on.
think of it now?
No,
All
I
this while.
had read it when I was very young, and my memory has stored it tucked away for an opportunity like this.
Of course.
So there's play of words also. Gaur farmayega.
Yeah.
What is the biggest racket at Wimbledon?
It's going to be very bad, this joke. Tell us.
The price of strawberries. Apparently they're very expensive.
Yes, we understood.
I thought you
don't
that.
have to explain.
You may have thought that there's a
He's also
racket.
understood I
Racket
was
made out of
right. No,
strawberries or
we've
something.
It's okay. Good
It
attempt.
was good.
Good
A for
attempt.
effort.
A for effort.
Beta,
Always.
uncle joke. Uncle joke number 45.
All right.
But thank you so much, Abhijeet, for coming. Appreciate you. And we hope at least a couple of times every few months we get subscribers and Abhijit can come. And there's a sports documentary, maybe Abhijit should come and review it. And what is most commendable, Abhijit, he comes with notes. Unlike some
Like
people.
Rajyasree.
And I would have also chipped in, but I watched Point Break instead of Break Point. I'm just...
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Silly
okay.
Abhinandan.
But before Abhijit goes, want to also just tell you, we have a new NL Sena project. We know Joshimath is sinking. It's falling apart. So is Kedarnath. These are places where I spent my childhood trekking, and it's heartbreaking to see what's happening. So one of the finest eco-journalists in the country, Ridesh Joshi, has partnered in News Laundry, and he's going and sending reports from there. He's going to be spending, I think, maybe 2 or 3 weeks over there and filing reports and videos. We've also sent a producer, I think, with him. So we need your support to make such reports happen, because if we depend on advertising, we will only be praising or trashing politicians here, and we will be mere tools in their hands. Because we don't take ads from governments or from large industrial houses, we take subscriptions from you. Please fund this NL Sena project. The link is in the show notes below. We need you to step up and support journalism.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.